snap into a podcast.
All right, let's do the thing.
Oh, hello, warriors.
Are we sure it's Mike that's gay?
And, and welcome to
Whoa.
It's All a
Oh,
Word.
we live. Shit.
I'm not even gonna lie, I wasn't prepared for this. I'm not I'm not ready for that. Take the mask back off. Take that
We,
shit off.
we are here
He
to
wearing that to bed tonight.
review Monday Night Raw. All right, that's it. That's enough of that.
That motherfucker's like, yo, he said, peg me with the mask on.
Oh no, for real, everybody. We are just off the heels, 30 minutes out, 32 minutes out actually now, from a great Monday Night Raw. In my personal opinion, I actually thought it was very, very good. Just overall opinions. What do y'all think? Y'all enjoy it?
Yeah, it was pretty good. I actually like Raw tonight. But
Yeah, tonight's Raw was. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed a lot of it. I mean, the setups into Saturday night fights that we've got, or the Saturday night main event, or whatever the hell it's called, coming up this weekend.
Yeah.
You know, adding a few more matches to it's nice.
Adding people to matches, which
Yep.
I really wasn't a fan of, but we'll get there.
Storylines moving along. You know, I like it. Overall, tonight it really was a good night. It wasn't just a type night.
Right.
Yeah, this Saturday night's main event, man, they are building this up to be something.
So is this going to be is this like just another PLE at this point, or are they making it like a consistent thing?
Well, from what I understand, they're doing two of them. So they've got one that's coming, and then they've got another one that's coming at a later date, I guess. But the first one obviously is on the 14th. But I don't know.
Random,
Like I
right?
said, they're just building this up to be something crazy. Like it's just a crazy ass.
Yeah. I'm
thing.
looking forward to having the body back behind the mic. That's going to be cool.
That is going to be a cool thing. I actually really like that. You gotta throw the old timers a bone every now and again.
Yep, the next one's going to have Hulk Hogan.
Man,
Yeah.
I'm not watching it.
I love that. Hey, he's a real American. He fights for the right of every man. That includes Handy
No, he
Mandy.
doesn't. No, he does not. He does not fight for my. I prefer him not to fight for my rights. If I do say so myself, I'd rather be in a worse predicament than have him fight for my rights. So yeah, he can fuck all the way off.
Damn.
It'll be Hulk Hogan in an AI generated Robert E. Lee.
What is
damn? Basically the same person.
All right. Well, anyway. Damn. We're gonna go ahead and get into our first segment. So, actually, you know what, G? I missed the very, very, very beginning of Raw. Talk to me about what happened with Xavier Woods and Kofi Kingston. You said they tried to dap somebody up or something, and it didn't work out for them.
So we see Kofi and Xavier Woods walk in the building, and they walk in the Alpha Academy, and not Xavier, Kofi's like, "Hey, yo, what about this?" You know, he's trying to, like he ain't just oust his best friend in front of like a million people on live television last week.
Yeah.
So, he thinking everything is sweet. He's just like, hey, what's up? They did not say a thing. Everybody just kind of looked down in shame. It was the entire Alpha Academy, and I couldn't tell who the other lady was because, incoherency. But, yeah, everybody just looked very disappointed. They didn't give a shit about Xavier, but they were just disappointed in Kofi.
Bro, the entire roster has basically told them to go eat shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, and as we'll talk about later, the whole crowd basically said the same thing tonight.
Man.
Yeah.
Haven't heard that much booze since Dom.
Since Dirty
Yeah.
Dom.
God damn.
But either way, we will get into our first segment properly. That's going to be the segment with Mr. Gunther. He's going to come out to cut a promo, but of course it is not an opening segment unless the Judgment Day has something to do with it. Judgment Day isn't far behind Gunther. They come out and Finn just starts yapping his fucking gab, right? He says the only reason that Gunther, it's the same old shit, right? It's the same things he's been saying for the past 2 weeks now. The only reason you're holding the title is because of me, and because of me, you're gonna lose the title on Saturday. And Gunther says, "Look, man, 8 years ago I respected you a lot. I really did have a lot of respect for you, but ever since then, you've made choices that make you less respectable. You're choosing to cut corners. You're choosing to hang out with this in some clubhouse with a bunch of weirdos." He says, "You were great for one day. And this title that I'm holding right here says I'm going to be great for at least 1,000 days." It's pretty much what he says. He gets a pop. He's a heel right now, and he gets a pop. And I mentioned it, Dresh. You weren't in the chat at the time. I mentioned it to G. It's very weird they got two heels going against each other, but it looks like tonight they started to shift Gunther more into a face, and then Damian came out, right? So, like...
That confused the shit out of me. Because Damian came out to save... It looked like he came out to save Gunther, and after he gets the Judgment Day off him, he starts going to town too. So what the fuck is the point other than to give them shenanigans to set up the triple threat match?
Honestly, that's what it was, which is why I was upset about it. It was just clearly shenanigans. Like,
there was no reason for him to be out there.
Well, he wants to fuck up the New Day. I mean, not the New Day, the Judgment Day, because they fucked up the title shot.
Well, I get that, but you'd think Damian at this point would have a little bit of a fucking brain in his head and realize that 4-on-1 just ain't gonna goddamn work.
Nah, he don't give a shit. He gonna, because he's taken them all out before. So why can't he do it again?
Well,
because his character is not that good.
But that was the other thing that got me, though, is like, again, Damian, it's just things that don't compute. Like, Damian comes out and he dispatches of the whole Judgment Day, and then he gets in, and then he gets in the ring. Gunther's able to take him out, but the Judgment Day has been able to overturn Gunther, and then I mean, like, they end up taking out them both, hitting the coup de grace, triple coup de grace on Damian tonight. It's Damian coming out and being like a Hulk Hogan fighting a bunch of teenagers or a bunch of like 9th graders or something. Like, it's a weird look. 4 people should be able to take down one man, even if it's Damian. Look, 4 people can take down G. If you had 4 of me, we could hold G down. It ain't a problem, and let Mike have his way with him. You know, it ain't a. No.
I swear to God, at least 2 of you are not gonna make it back home. I can guarantee that. That I will guarantee.
But,
I may not survive, but 2 of you are coming with me.
That is fair. That is fair. But yeah, no. So it was just a very weird thing. Obviously, Judgment Day ends up on top. Like I said, the 3 coup de grace, and then Finn is standing tall with the tag title in the heavyweight title. So I'll go through the next segment real quick, and then I have a couple questions. But we go to a commercial after that. We come back. We see Adam Pearce talking to the Judgment Day. He says, "Hey, man, I'm not here to yell at you, but I do want to let you know something. Damian Priest is going to be added to the title match on Saturday, and it's going to make this a triple threat." And they're like, "What the hell?" And Finn gets pissed off, and he's like, "You know what? No, fine. It's cool. It's gonna make it twice as sweet when I beat them both." And he says, "Cool." And he's like, "Also, I'm gonna allow you to lead by example next week, because next Monday you're gonna face the War Raiders, and this time the titles are gonna be on the line. And guess what? Judgment Day barred from ringside." So now, got a couple questions for you. Since that, is this the beginning of the fall of the Judgment Day? We've been teasing the entire fall of it. I think Triple H might be getting to the point to where he realizes that he can't fully separate Damian from the Judgment Day until the Judgment Day is no more.
So, I think you see it. You see it a lot in this segment. One from the bobblehead, and then Mr. I'm gonna eat the apple off my nuts, because they're just like the choir boys getting into it, trying, oh no, yeah. And then at the end, you know, you see Dom just kind of snaking in the back like he does, but Liv with her, oh, well, you know, when we listen to Finn, we always win. So we want some advice for our matches later on tonight. And Finn's just like, I'll get back to you.
Yeah.
And Liv is visibly laughing as she goes over to talk to Dom.
Yeah.
So I think they're gonna go that angle of somehow Liv and Dom is gonna kind of separate off, and it's gonna finally kill the Judgment Day.
Yeah. Yeah. Liv is a menace, by the way. I do want to say that. That was a menace thing to do. That girl's crazy.
Yeah, she ain't shit.
I say she don't care about the Judgment Day being together. She don't care about none of that. The only reason that she's even entertaining the Judgment Day and she's entertaining Carlito and JD is because of Dom.
Yep.
Protection from Rhea.
That as well. There is that as well.
Because otherwise Rhea would have ripped her fucking head off by now.
That is true. I mean, honestly, that's why she had to go out and get Raquel. But you know, I think that the breakup's going to happen. I think they lose the tag titles to the War Raiders. Personally, I think that Finn has a chance to win the title, but I think that we're giving Gunther kind of an out with this Finn and Damian rivalry. I think Finn's going to be the one that gets pinned during it for whoever actually gets it, which I assume Gunther will continue to hold it. I think it's going to be Finn that gets pinned.
So we'll get Damian for another go around because, you know, he wasn't the one that got pinned.
Damian will get fucking shit stomped out of the ring, and then Finn will be the one that either gets submitted or pinned.
Yeah, I think you're right. Because my knee-jerk reaction was, hey, no, Damian's got to be the one to take the pin to give Finn more of a shot. But I don't think that Finn has that draw, and I think that right now Damian versus Gunther, that story is a hot story. So I think they're going to continue that.
I think Finn also kind of screwed himself in the past with his own words, where he says he's just in it for the wrestling. He doesn't need the title run. He doesn't need that spotlight, you know. So yeah, they're kind of giving it to him, and he's not doing bad with it.
Yeah.
But he himself has said he doesn't have that thirst for it, and I don't see why they're going to put one of the two big belts on somebody that's not sitting there going, gimme, 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 you know?
Yeah. And that's the thing, you're right. If you don't have the thirst for it, if I'm running a promotion and you don't care if you have the title, then all right, if you don't care, you're not going to have it. Bottom line, like, why am I going to put everything on you when you don't give a shit one way or the other?
Right.
Like do you. If you want to be enhancement, that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. I'll pay you whatever I got to pay you, but I'm not putting the title on you. Ain't no way I'm putting a strap on you for that.
Now, what if now you know what? I'll play devil's. What if their draw is crazy, regardless if they want the belt or not? If their draw is crazy, what do you do then?
You put the title on them, but then you make a bigger draw. I mean, as the promoter, you've got to be the one to do that. You've got to be the one to get that draw, motivate that next talent. Paul Heyman was great at that.
Yeah.
Paul Heyman could pick somebody and then he could pull the promo out of them. He could pull, the next thing out of them. And that was a huge deal. Paul built the people that he wanted to build.
That's fair.
And so as a promoter, that's what you would have to do.
He's even said, he backed who he backed because he believed they were, like Roman. He backed Roman because he stepped away from, from Brock to Roman because he believed Roman was the company.
Yep.
And look what he did with it.
Yeah. 100%. And Roman, a lot of Roman's success, even though I do believe that Roman's a natural talent, a lot of his success comes from Paul Heyman. 100%.
Yeah.
His advice, all that stuff.
Yeah, this run definitely, like, it's not forced.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe it kind of is, but it's not forced to the point where we don't want it.
Right.
Because, they forced the big dog. They forced the guy. They forced the one before that. They didn't really force the enforcer, and everybody liked Roman Shield.
Yep.
But the three after that, it was all forced, and everybody was like, stale, suffering succotash. That was
God
that
mode,
was
and then the evolution into head of the table, and then that final evolution into the tribal chief.
and that's what set it off for him. That took off.
Yep.
That was great.
So that's what I would do. But either way, after this, we're gonna go back to the ring, get into our next match. We're gonna see we'll see the Final Testament head into the ring. But before we get to that match, we see Colton Hevelo, a bull rider at Raw. He looked like a 12-year-old. Like, I just
First of all, 16.
look. He was there to see Liv Morgan. All right. So,
Ugh. Ain't nobody there to see her. She smells like gravy.
man.
She got a wide ass. That's about
Look,
it.
Look,
It's
all
wide.
I know, I'm trying. All right, so I'm trying to be good because we got the check mark now on Twitter.
Mm-hmm.
I'm very happy about that. Very happy about the check mark on Twitter. Which, by the way, if anybody is watching, go ahead and follow the Twitter. It's _all_a_work. Put the link in the chat. But look, if she gravy, pour it on, man. I love Liv. I love a little bit of crazy. Love a little bit of crazy. You know how I am, man. She's great.
We know
she's
that
great.
for a fact.
Like right now, she is like a chihuahua. Like her gimmick right now is great for her. It's just annoying as fuck to me, which is doing this job. But she's like a goddamn chihuahua with a wide ass. That's all I see. Every time she just goes out there, she's like, I'm gonna wiggle my ass a little bit. Like, ew, stop.
Hey,
Stop,
you forgot. You forgot you forgot her laugh. Her ha 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 ha, whatever that shit is. That laugh.
See, that's what I'm talking about. That's the bark.
Oh, okay, I got you. Well, either way, we'll move on to the Wyatt family versus the Final Testament. So Wyatt family and Final Testament. Okay. So they have this story, and we go out. Scarlett's out there. Nikki Cross isn't out there. Dexter Lumis, when he gets in the ring. So first of all, they charge the ring, right? Final Testament comes out first. Wyatt's charged the ring after they walk down the ramp. You get Dexter Lumis and Huskus the Pig Boy, whoever that guy. What's that guy's name?
Joe Gacy.
Yeah, Gacy. You get Gacy. So Lumis did something really cool where he just got on his knees under the ropes and then he pulled himself along and scared out one of the members. Wyatt family got the brief upper hand. Look, we went back and forth in this match. There was a lot of chaos in the match. Dexter, honestly, for me, I want to know what y'all saw in the match that y'all thought was really good. Dexter, for me, had the biggest showing. I think he stood out the most. He did that springboard thing over the top. I mean, that was just dope as hell. Before I get to the finish of the match and my question regarding the match and regarding this situation in general, was there anybody that stood out to y'all? Like, was there anything that made y'all say, holy shit?
Like you said, the springboard from Dexter. Like,
I mean, there was no holy shit. Like, I was like, okay, it's a good match. I mean, everybody really, as far as from the Wyatt side, everybody kind of showed their basics again. You know, you're not seeing anything overly outstanding. The springboard was great. Uncle Howdy was Uncle fucking Howdy. You know, that Sister Abigail off the fucking top rope was kind of cool, where he laid him out on the rope. It was a good match to me. Just like we talked about a couple weeks ago, the Wyatt Six, it's overhyped as hell. It's very theatrical at times.
Yeah.
But you can't be theatrical at times and then just a bunch of dudes at other times. Like, if you're going to put this theatrical mystique around them, maybe don't throw them out there and have them beat every fucking match. straight out the goddamn gate. Like, keep that mystique up, you know, throw the house lights, throw some extra smoke in the ring. Out of fucking nowhere, Uncle Howdy has, you know, decapitated somebody, The Miz. You know, just some dumb shit.
Yo, nah, time out, because if Uncle Howdy just come out holding the Miz's head, that's gonna be some shit. Like, yo, what? So the
lantern, lantern is in the Miz's head.
So he just all TV forever, huh? This is his retirement show. Because yo, you can't come back from that.
Yeah, I'm just saying, you want,
I get what you're saying, though.
You gotta have the mystique all the time. Because, okay, yeah, you've got this great background storyline. They're kidnapping people. They're trying to brainwash people. You know, they're still doing the fucking QR code shit every now and again. But the second you put them in the ring, every time you put them in a ring, they lose.
Yeah, for real. That's one thing I was gonna point out. I was like, oh, so they lose again. I said that during the match.
Like, the end of the match, I get it. I get the ending because of what it was. Mm-hmm. I like the bit with Nikki Cross. Nikki did her theatrical portion amazingly.
I think Nikki is legit the best one as far as the theatrics of that group right now. Like, her theatrics are the best right now. It's just what it is. What it is. Like, Uncle Howdy's, man. I like Dexter Lumis because I like Dexter Lumis, but everybody else is just.
The build-up was wonderful for the Wyatt Six. It took too long, I think, but the build-up, the mind games, all that was great, and the background story is still great. But once they're in the ring, I could give a fuck less because you know what's going to happen. I think they've won 2 matches since they've come out.
Something like that.
Yeah,
as a group.
I think this is going to be, because I started thinking about it today, because when they lost today, I was like, man, or tonight, I was like, man, there's something else going on. There's an underlying story somewhere, and it's going to be about them losing, and then I think it's going to lead to them winning, or at least I hope. Because I mean, because you're right, if they're coming out here just to be an ambiance, they're nothing more than what Shinsuke was this past year.
Fake ambiance. A fake villain.
Shinsuke kind of had that same air. You're right. Yeah. Now that you say that, yeah, he was very theatrical, but he was a stepping stone.
Right. So, I mean, yeah, I hope that we do go somewhere with this because, and that was my question: is where do we go? Who's the next target? Because I mean, so the finish of this is Scarlett getting involved. Grabs Bo's feet when he's going to go for a splash on the outside. Nikki's going to come in basically from under the announcer's desk. How long was she under there?
Oh man, I think he misspoke when he said that because I was like, yo, so has she been under there that whole time and y'all ain't saying nothing?
Yep.
What was she doing for y'all not to say nothing?
He said how long has she been under this desk? I said, yo, all right.
Yo.
By the way, Nikki is going to scare Scarlett into the ring, through the ring, on the other side of the ring, and Nikki's going to go around the ring, go up to the ring apron, hit the Thez press onto the ground, and take Scarlett out of the equation. The finish itself is going to be Paul Ellering throwing some kind of what Wade Barrett said was caustic powder into Uncle Howdy's face, while Uncle Howdy was doing the mandible claw on Miz. This is going to throw back Uncle Howdy or Bo Dallas. Karrion Kross hits the final prayer, and they get the win. Now, the funny thing about this caustic substance is it was all over Miz's body. So I'm like, bro, tell a better story.
Nah, that's Paul Ellery's nut and what he's trying, what he has left.
Yeah. Yo, that ain't right.
He was like, come here. My eyes.
Yo, that ain't right. That is not right. But
I was sitting here thinking that the whole time. Yo, this is just this old man.
Look, Paul looks ancient.
He's old.
Yeah, he does.
He's legit. Like he has maybe 2 days left.
like Paul looks like an old man who adopted 2 Samoan kids and just taking them around. Like I don't like. It's crazy.
That motherfucker was around for WWF first generation.
He was around in the 80s. He was around. I think he was. I'm pretty sure he was around before or at the same time as Paul E. Dangerously.
God damn.
Which is crazy. But either way, we're gonna get Jackie Redmond doing the interview with CM Punk next. So this was pretty cool. Just a cool sit down. They're doing interviews differently now, or not differently, but they're going back to the way that they used to do certain interviews. Sitting in the back, doing weird interviews in cars with KO and Michael Cole, and I like that they're going back to that. So the first thing, Jackie, right out the gate, shout out to Jackie for asking the question we all want to know. She says, "What is the favor that CM Punk is promised by Paul?" And CM Punk said, "Look, man, it's not the right time to talk about it. I don't want to discuss it. Next question."
He did say
basically.
if we talking about the Blackhawks, we fight.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, because he said, you want to know what how the Blackhawks are going to do or whatever. Yeah. That was funny. But she is going to move to asking about Seth and how much Seth hates him, and CM Punk says, "Look, I don't understand why Seth hates me. I don't hate him. But it's really interesting because Rollins wanted me to train him for free when Rollins was a kid, and Rollins wants to be the top 10 in the world, but I seem to remember a time when he was on the top 10 list to get fired here in WWE, and I stopped it." And he said,
I don't
"Look,"
remember that time. I ain't gonna lie.
he said, "Look, everything that Rollins has done, I've done it first. And I'm not saying I want some kind of thank you or anything, but look, Rollins has done a really good job being a stand-in, but the starter is back, and he needs to step aside," is basically what he told Jackie, and Jackie was like, "Thanks for your honesty." Now look, I'm just going to ask a quick question about this one. We know Punk. How much of this interview do you think was scripted, and do you think any of this was a shoot?
Probably at least 50% of it was a shoot.
Okay.
Yeah, I'd say a fair amount of it was scripted. Punk's good at off-the-cuff stuff, but at the same time, just because of the follow-up segments, it's too on the nose for some of the stuff for it not to be scripted.
Yeah, like the whole he was 10 people away from being fired. I was like, maybe that was NXT, but he was an NXT champion. So I mean, I'm honestly confused. When the fuck was he about to be fired?
Man, stuff happens in the background of WWE that's, man, who knows?
It's before Seth started using Becky's wardrobe.
It was before he was going by Seth fucking Rollins. That's what.
Becky's wardrobe is what saved his career, if we're being honest.
Oh my god.
But yeah, I'm kind of digging the Seth Rollins CM Punk feud. I was upset when they didn't go with it at first, but then it's one of the things where I had to tell the people in the pro wrestling world that shout out to them on Facebook. They're letting me advertise our podcast without blocking me yet, so I give them all a really hard time. So shout out to them. But
someone deserved that. I'm sorry, someone deserved it. They're just clickbait at this point, like. Profit. Hey, I don't care if you listen or not. You clickbaiting. I don't care what the fuck you say.
Hey, some of them got some good opinions. Some of them got some good opinions. David knows what he's talking about. Bobby knows what they're talking about. Blackheart's all right.
Shit. Prophet don't know shit. That's who I'm harping on.
Oh yeah, I don't like the Prophet.
Every time I see the motherfucking eyeball pop, I'm like, sit the fuck down. Delete your post. Delete it. You just clickbait.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of the Prophet in his prophecies. I think some of his stuff is a little biased, way biased, but whatever. Either way, I mentioned something on their podcast because someone was asking about why aren't they doing this match now? Why are they? Oh, it was and I actually think it was David. He said, why are they doing this match now? Why are we waiting with Randy Orton and Cody? And I was like, look, man, you got to let it cook. Like, you guys got to realize these matches got to cook, and that's exactly what I didn't realize at first with CM Punk and Seth. This had to cook for a year.
Mm-hmm.
And now that it's cooked, it's looking a lot better in my opinion.
The long-term storytelling, baby.
Yeah, like legit, they had to get in situations to where it makes sense. Like, yes, CM Punk coming back and Seth Rollins looking pissed off could have been a good starting point, but it was not the best one. Seth Rollins losing the belt, or not winning the belt due to CM Punk, changes the story a little bit, makes him a little more interesting, gets a little more fire behind it.
Yeah, I agree. And now this now this thing is going to blow up. They're going to probably go to the Rumble. I think they're going to enter the Rumble, if I'm being honest. I think they're both going to enter the Rumble, and one's going to eliminate the other, and then the other one's going to get back in, eliminate that person, and we're going to WrestleMania. I think that's what's going to happen.
Platforms canceled. Fuck.
Maybe. Or we could see Seth Rollins eliminate CM Punk, and then Roman Reigns eliminate Seth Rollins.
Ava's Salvatore.
Oh, that's okay. I'm here to
Shit
see
like
you.
that.
Y'all hear that?
Come on in. Is everything okay?
Do y'all hear?
Get you something to drink?
Is that on my
I know
screen?
about the podcast.
That's
on you.
Yeah, what
Yeah,
the
that's
hell
you.
listening to?
What do I
They're
have
based on
playing
a
right
true
now?
Story. And
Motherfucker forgot to close the hub before we opened.
It's
Shit.
definitely not the hub.
That motherfucker said X videos is wide and open.
Look, we were canceled.
I
If we're
have.
canceled. It's over.
Oh, okay, cool. I just streamed part of. I don't even know how that happened. I just streamed part of USA. I could have sworn I closed that out.
Well, we getting demonetized.
Yep.
Oh yeah, for those 2 seconds we're getting struck on everything. But yeah, apparently I still had freaking my thing going. That's crazy.
Yeah,
all right.
you
Anyway,
was watching USA.
well, I watched USA because of you asshole. but anyway, let's get right back to it. So we're gonna go ahead and go straight into yes. By the way, the Punk and Rollins feud is gonna go to WrestleMania. I think. Will it be a main event? I don't know, but it's definitely going to Mania. Hopefully, Punk gets his hand on the title at Elimination Chamber. I think that would be actually really damn bitchin', and then he gets his main event. That'd be a good story.
Which title though?
Gunther's title.
US.
Title? Phew, shit.
I think he takes Gunther's title, or Seth takes Gunther's title at Elimination Chamber, and then they fight at Mania for it. But you know, who am I? So either way, we're gonna go on now to the match that we didn't know that was happening. That was actually ended up being a halfway decent match. Well, it was an okay match. It had some shenanigans, but Dakota Kai versus Liv Morgan.
Lotion cells up again, maybe.
Yep. So
Johnson, Southern out.
the match itself, right? So here's the thing.
They got to recoup that Diddy money somewhere.
Damn.
Here's the thing. It was a decent enough match. Pure Fusion Collective ends up coming out while Dakota's doing pretty well. Obviously, they're turning Damage Control into a full face at this point. You know, Pure Fusion Collective is going to keep getting involved. Ultimately, it's going to end up being the downfall of Dakota Kai. Liv is going to be able to hit Oblivion for the 3 count. After the match, Pure Fusion Collective is going to come into the ring, beat down Dakota until Damage Control actually comes out. Io's coming in. She's going to do some moves, take him down, get him out of the ring, and then Kairi Sane is going to do a suicide dive from the well, not a suicide dive, but a top rope plancha, basically, and take them all out. Now, Kairi's on the outside after this plancha, and Liv is going to come in, hit the Oblivion, and then she's going to kind of stand tall with her title as they remind us about the match at Saturday night's main event. To be honest, the Oblivions that were taken by Dakota Kai and Io, I don't know if you noticed, G or Dresh, but those things look brutal. Those were brutal Oblivions tonight.
Yeah, they were brutal.
Like, you know how Carmelo Hayes took the Crossroads, like, straight on his damn face?
Yeah.
That's how they took the Oblivion. They were just like, fearless, boom, forehead into the mat.
She would put somebody on their forehead. Fucking annoying. You know what? All right. But yeah, no, they sold the hell out of those Oblivions. So good on them.
I do want to ask, Dakota Kai's been shining a little bit. Dresh, I want to ask you, because you didn't get to talk about it during the preview, do you think that Dakota Kai could win the women's inaugural women's Intercontinental Championship belt? Do you think she could be the one to take it down?
I could see it. Like you said, Dakota's been shining since she came back. She looked good. I don't see why she wouldn't. I mean, they push her forward all the time, so let's see if they push her the rest of the way.
Yeah.
And it would once again give some sort of legitimacy to Damage Control, because Damage Control's not,
Yeah.
Yeah.
They don't have anything.
Nope. Not a thing.
True. You would love to see it, because Dakota has worked very, very hard. Who was my pick to win the whole thing?
You said,
I mean, Lyra looked pretty good too.
No, this motherfucker
Natalya.
said Natalya.
Yeah, I picked Natalya to win the whole thing.
I was like, I don't know why he want Mustard Greens to try to come up with a victory.
Mustard Greens is crazy. Oh my!
Like, she
I
looks
thought
like
you were the
Mustard
one
Greens.
smoking. Shit.
Damn, Mustard Greens is wild.
She look like Mustard Greens, man. I like Natalia, but man, nah, I don't see it. She
Mustard
had her
Greens.
runs. Yeah, Mustard Greens.
Well, either way, either way, we're gonna end up moving on to the Drew McIntyre vignette. All right, so we didn't get Drew actually coming out tonight to do a promo. Instead, he gets a little vignette saying that in Hell in the Cell he lost because he lost a lot of blood, and he could have come back earlier, but his family needed him in Scotland. He said that he really came back because of Jimmy and Jay and Sammy going back to Roman as soon as Roman snapped his fingers, and it was unacceptable in his view, and he wanted to change the present since he can't change the past, and he doesn't want the same things to happen again, I guess. So, I'm just gonna say something crazy. Roman's gonna end up on Raw, and Solo and that Bloodline's gonna end up on SmackDown, and we're gonna have a 2 Bloodline thing. We're just gonna do more mirroring.
Man, I don't know. I don't know how I feel about that.
And I think it's possible that Gunther goes to SmackDown and Cody goes to Raw. And if that does happen, then Cody will be losing his championship to CM Punk or Seth Rollins.
Maybe.
That's a lot of vision casting, but I'm just saying that's kind of the way some things are looking. I think it would be cool.
I don't know. I like CM Punk. I just don't don't see it just yet. Not off of Cody anyway.
Yeah.
I think somebody else takes it off of Cody, and then CM Punk takes it off of them.
Yeah, I don't see Punk has the... I don't see them story right and Punk taking it from Cody. It's just... No. Again, it comes down to they put so much into Cody. It's going to take somebody that they put almost as much into to take that belt off of him. And Punk and his glass bones just ain't it.
And and I still agree with that. At the same time, Punk has the draw for it, though.
Punk does have the draw. I'll give him that. He gets the crowd behind him. Doesn't matter what fucking happens.
Cause
I don't think they're going to take it off Cody. Not from Punk.
I don't think so either. But that draw is crazy. Because we saw, which we'll discuss later on, the crowd was about to turn on Seth Rollins tonight.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we're
For
starting.
CM Punk.
They were
And
starting.
I was like, fuck me, man. Like, what magic does this man have?
Yeah.
I mean, Punk gets a hold, but he folds like a fucking GTA character in the middle of the street.
And but you're right. So let's go ahead and get into it with Seth Rollins. But right before we do get into that, we'll get a quick reminder of what the New Day did to Big E. And then Cody's walking out of Adam Pearce's office, talking about something. New Day walks by. Cody Rhodes tells them that they should be ashamed of themselves for what they did last week, and they just laugh and walk away. And X says something about him being a deviant in high school, I guess. I don't. That was kind of funny to me. But either way, we're going to get into the segment with Seth Rollins that also involves Sammy and Drew at the very end. All right, so let's go through it. This is a big promo, a big thing of everything that happened. We want to talk about Seth, so let me get through it, and then we'll talk about Seth and CM Punk having the power to change Seth and all this stuff. So Seth is going to come out, and he says that what Punk did was a masterclass on how to spin the truth. He said he's got a career as a politician lined up for whenever he permanently retires from wrestling. He said that he did go get trained by CM Punk because he looked up and he idolized him at the time. He said that they were even friends, and Punk got him a foot in the door at WWE. He says that that sounds good and there's no reason for him to hate him for that. And he said, but what you don't understand is that Punk left, or when Punk left 11 years ago, Punk ghosted everyone in the company, including him, and they were apparently very good friends. Wouldn't text Rollins back, wouldn't call him back. And he said, look, even that's okay. I can even understand that. But the biggest issue that I have, Seth Rollins says, is that for the next 10 years after he left, he did nothing but try to tear this company down at every single chance that he got. He did everything he could to make the company look like less than what it actually was. And that is Seth Rollins' home, and Seth Rollins apparently takes personal offense to that. He says that the only reason that Punk came back was because he failed at literally everything else he did, and the money was right. Only because the money was right and because he was a failure everywhere else in life did he want to come back. He said that, look, it is true that I did want to be like CM Punk until I realized that CM Punk was a fraud and he wanted to be better than Punk. Seth said, I wanted to be better than Punk was, and everything that CM Punk was, everything that CM Punk did, I did it better, and then I did it twice. And then I did the one thing that CM Punk did never accomplish and will never accomplish in his career, and that is main event a WrestleMania. Now, this is the point where the crowd started to turn on him, and this is also the point where Sami Zayn came out. Because the crowd did not like the idea of Punk not main eventing a Mania ever in his career.
I mean, but fuck, Seth, where was he lying? There was no line, except maybe the contact. I don't know. That's personal. That might have been a shoot. That might have been for real. But the rest of it, I mean, shit, where was the lie? Because CM Punk was trashing the fuck out of WWE for the longest fucking time.
Yep. Any podcast that would listen to him, trashed him.
Trashed him. For no reason. I mean, it was reasons behind it, and I get why he did it, but at the same time, it's like, yo, move on. But no, he trashed the fuck out of him.
I mean, the man was served papers on his wedding day. Man, that's a shoot. That's crazy.
Yeah.
And then Vince claimed he didn't know. That's some BS.
Yeah, Vince said that all that shit. Again, I get why he was talking shit consistently. But at some point in time, 10 years is a long time. 10 years is a long time to hold a grudge.
I agree.
After some point in time, it's whatever. You know, you do your thing, I'm going to do my thing. But to come back to the place you were just trashing, yeah, you're not going to, and a lot of people ain't going to welcome you with open arms, so.
It's true. That's true. Yeah. But, you know, the on-screen character of Punk has tried to be nothing but humble.
Yeah, I noticed that.
You know, but, which is not easy for Punk from what, if you believe
everybody
the dirt
else
sheets.
Yeah.
But either way, Sami Zayn's going to come out. Seth says, look, Sammy, look, man, look. Here's the thing. If you're going to come out and you're going to defend CM Punk, we're going to end up fighting again. I don't have time to listen to you defend CM Punk. I don't want anything to do with that. And Sammy says, no, actually, look, man, I wanted to come out here and I wanted to apologize because I thought it was you that attacked Jay last week. And it turns out it was probably McIntyre. We all kind of know it was McIntyre that did it. And, you know, Seth was like, hey, you know what, man? You know what? I'm glad you brought that up because you and I have been friends for a long time, and now you're turning around and you're just going to say that I did that? I mean, you know me better than that. And he said, well, I might know you better than that, but here's the problem. You were acting just like Drew McIntyre. You were acting like somebody who was pompous and arrogant and only cared about themselves and what they wanted. And the problem with your feud with CM Punk is that it makes you look like somebody like Drew McIntyre. That is your problem when it comes to you and CM Punk. It brings out the absolute worst in who you are. So here's the thing. This is what I'm going to do. I'm actually going to leave you alone. I'm actually going to let you do this. I'm actually going to let you just have this feud. I don't want anything to do with it, but I want to know, are we good? And Rollins says, yeah, man, yeah, we're good. Ain't no problems here. And Rollins starts to leave the ring, but he's like, you know what? You know who you're not good with? It would appear that you're not good with Drew McIntyre. Seth exits the arena, and Sami says, you know what, you're right, I'm actually not good with Drew McIntyre, and I don't want to wait. I've actually already spoke with Adam Pearce, and I'm going to deal with this quickly, and this Saturday, it's going to be Drew, it's going to be me, we're going against each other in the ring, and we're going to get this settled, we're going to get this taken care of. Sami goes to exit, Drew attacks him on exit, stands over Sami. Drew's got the upper hand going into Saturday night's main event. Now, as far as this match, who do we got taking it?
Drew. Fuck the power of positivity. This Drew versus the Bloodline build, I like.
Yeah, I think Drew's.
They just put it together essentially tonight, and we saw a little bit of it last week with Drew coming back. But this Drew versus the Bloodline, Drew versus the OTC, I like this.
I
like Unhinged Drew Mac. I loved Unhinged Drew Mac, and this kind of speaks to it. He's still got that same intensity, that same twitch in his eye, but it looks more controlled after his time away.
I agree. I agree with that.
He's focused, and that could mean bad things coming forward.
Let me paint a crazy picture for you real quick. Roman does come to Raw, and Drew and Seth Rollins tag with each other, Seth as a heel, to go against the Bloodline. To go against Roman and Sami, or Roman and Punk. I think that's coming.
Definitely...
I can partially see it, but I just don't see those two tagging.
I'm telling you, I can see that coming, and I'm putting my prediction down right now. That's what's coming. I'm telling you.
If that's what's coming, then Punk's favor from Paul is Paul sucking his dick.
Yeah, apparently.
That's about what it would take to get those two to tag. Jesus.
Again, yeah. Roman and CM Punk versus Seth and Drew. Ain't no fucking way.
You might be right. Hey, you might be right. But the rumor mill says that Netflix wants Roman Reigns and the Bloodline. That was part of the deal.
Oh yeah,
well, the Bloodline ain't going anywhere.
Yeah.
The OTC is bringing his Bloodline back. But you got a better chance of seeing the OTC with the fucking werewolf than you do with
him tagging with Jacob before. CM Punk again.
Yeah.
Those two go to tag. He tags, "I love you so low."
Jesus fucking Christ.
While Roman's in the ring.
It's like, yo, shut the fuck up, all right?
Well, either way, we're going to move right along. We got about 10 minutes to reach that hour mark, and we got a couple matches left, so I think we can actually make it for once, which is good. We're going to move on to, I guess, yeah. We're going to go ahead and move. I just had my stuff backwards. There we go. Boom. Fixed. We're going to move on to our triple threat match for the Intercontinental qualifier bracket. It's going to be Zelina Vega versus Lyra Valkyria and Ivy Nile.
Yeah, we kind of called all of that. We kind of called that shit.
Yeah, we called the hell out of this in the pre-show dresh. I mean, we knew Lyra was going to win all day.
That I was predicting that sitting here. It's... you know what? That match didn't interest me at all. It was probably, to me, the most meh of the night.
I mean, it has some moves in it. Zelina, she always shows.
Zelina can always yeah. I mean,
But
she's anytime she gets out there and you can hear Michael Cole. Oh, she's paying homage to her mentor Rey Mysterio. She's gonna do some dumb shit, but you know, I don't know. Like I said, I wasn't really into it. I don't know if it's maybe I'm just fucking tired of triple threat matches or tornado tags or God knows what, because Triple H has got a fucking hard on for him right now.
About 7 months ago, we were talking about, man, the triple threat matches. We need some, and then
Some motherfucker over here was like, yeah, oh man, I'd kill for some triple threat. I'm tired of this. All we fucking get now are triple threats or tornado tags. God damn it, stop.
I'm telling you, Triple H or Rob Fee, somebody listens to this podcast. I'm telling you, someone, because when we start saying shit, the stuff that we say starts happening. I'm not trying to be conceited. That's real. So
that motherfucker say can't stop, won't stop. I'm like, oh shit, wait a minute, stop for real. triple threat. Again, the triple threat with fucking Gunther, Finn, and Damien. It was not necessary. I didn't need that.
Oh fuck, SmackDown's doing a triple threat. We gotta do one too.
Yeah.
NXT's got a tornado tag. We gotta do it.
Yeah, I don't like the mirroring. You all know I cut a promo on that last week actually on Raw. For Raw, I cut a whole promo on that, and y'all were like, "All right, you done yet?" So
yeah.
But yeah. So look, Lyra hit a move during this match that was very impressive, and the note that I took of it was that outside of Andre the Giant, it would have pinned any man or woman in 1985. She did a tornado DDT to a fisherman suplex and got a near fall. In 1985, unless you were Andre the Giant, you needed to play like you were dead. Like, you needed to be taken out on a stretcher in 1985. So it's funny to watch the way wrestling evolves. Like a DDT, a spine buster, those were finishing moves back in 1985. And now you've got to do a corkscrew, double flip, back flip plancha in order to, like, get a 2 count. Like, it's crazy.
Or you gotta fucking break somebody's neck like the Fiend was doing, or give a boot like Randy Orton does to get a victory.
Like,
you gotta kick a motherfucker straight in the face.
Like, we haven't given props to Sami Zayn because he blocked us, but props to Sami Zayn for the Blue Thunder Bomb. That match would have been, or that move would have been a devastating move even 20 years ago. The Blue Thunder Bomb would have been a finisher, but nope.
Sammy, you would have been fucking awesome 20 years ago.
Yeah, motherfucker can't get a 1 count with that fucking Blue Thunder Bomb. I was like, yo, what? We just know that's not the end of the match. If he ever finishes a match with the Blue Thunder Bomb, I'll personally send him $20 just because.
And here we go. You ready for this? Mm-hmm. His finishing move, Buddha Doom.
Buddha Doom, basically, yeah. You kick somebody, haluva kick. You literally put your boot in somebody's face.
I had a fucking alcohol-infused moment. The haluva kick is it's saying it quickly, but it's just the hell of a kick.
Yeah, that's where it comes from.
Hell of a kick.
100%.
I'm just like, wow.
Yep.
Hell of a kick. It's a Buddha Doom. That's all it is.
Yeah, so
it's a modified Buddha Doom.
It's a play on a Canadian accent, apparently.
Mm-hmm.
Is what the story of it is. But yeah, either way, one thing that got me mad is, and G, you'll remember this spot, Dresh. I don't know if you caught it or not, but Zelina gets set up to do a top rope splash. Basically, I think it was a top rope senton actually, and the ladies get into a bridge position, and they realize they're in the wrong spot, so they roll over to where she is, and then she stands up there and she goes, "Come on, and I'm like, all right, look." You stood there for 10 extra seconds on the rope. And I'm just saying, it didn't kill the match for me. But the thing is, botches like that we always call out, and I have to call that one out. That was wild, where she was like, they're literally staring, waiting for you.
They're like, no, bitch, jump. It's like Nia in the fucking War Games. No, bitch. Bow.
I don't know why, but when you said that, I just thought of Naira doing the Annihilator to Lyra at King of the Ring 6 months ago. That's still, I still think about that. Every time I see Lyra, that's what I think about, is that Annihilator.
Yo,
She still
been
smells
out.
it.
That's it. She been out ever since.
Like, well, the thing is like, I know Naya sat down to her spine.
Yeah, she did.
Like, oh god, it was just such a devastating move to see.
Yeah, Lyra's ribs smell like earring backs from Naya. That's all I was saying.
All right.
It is not a good smell.
My god. But yeah, either way, so the finish of this is Zelina hitting the code red on Ivy. Lyra gets in, gets Zelina out of the ring, and then hits the Nightwing on Ivy. So Ivy took a double finish. So we protect Ivy, we protect Zelina, and Lyra gets the finish. Good finish, good match, in my opinion. I was happy. I mean, honestly, I was happy all the way around. For a qualifier, I wasn't expecting to be knocked out of my shoes or whatever, because you have Ivy Nile, who is, she's not bad, but she's not great, right? And then you have Zelina Vega, who misses spots here and there. Lyra was obviously always going to be the one, and Lyra had to make them look good. Like, so it was kind of like, I wasn't expecting a 5-star match, whatever that is.
Oh, that's Dave Meltzer.
But yo, G, if I asked you to talk to me real quick about Kathy Kelly talking to the New Day, and then them saying that she's an unfair reporter, taking camera 6, which apparently is John Cena's camera, whatever that is. Maybe that's gonna become something later. Look, man, when they walked out to the ring, man, you want to tell me what happened? You want to tell me what they said when they got to the ring?
I don't know what the fuck they said. You couldn't hear him. That motherfucker. So they get out to the ring. All right, Xavier's holding the camera like he's John Cena's cameraman, walking behind Kofi. They get to the ring. Kofi tries to talk, and you just get the loudest boos since Dominic Mysterio tried to talk, like, in forever. Xavier tried to talk, Kofi tried to talk. All you get was boo.
And the thing is,
so y'all tell me boo.
The thing is they made it worse for themselves too.
What you mean?
Well, the only words they really got out was, "Oh, we could have hit him in the back with a chair. Oh, we could have hit him in the head with a sledgehammer." I'm like, all right, cool. So what you're saying is don't boo us because we could have beat the shit out of him. We didn't. Like,
he said we didn't allow. Oh, we could have did much worse. Boo! We could have used a steel chair. Boo!
I mean,
these motherfuckers.
So, who is their first opponents going to be from this?
I don't fucking know. I honestly don't fucking know.
Like
Dominic and Carlito.
I mean,
no, it'll be Alpha Academy, just because of that whole.
I can see that.
You're right.
See that.
Yeah.
Yep. Monday it'll be Alpha Academy, guarantee you.
They're gonna squash them. They're gonna squash Alpha Academy.
It'll be exactly what happened before in reverse.
So,
yeah.
Does Big E like? Is there any long-term storytelling of anybody actively on the roster that Big E used to be friends with that Big E could manage?
CM Punk.
I mean, oof. No.
Yeah.
Ain't no way.
Yeah.
That would be a burial. Like they
Hey.
like you might as well bring Brock Lesnar out.
We already did that.
That's fair.
But honestly, yeah, it's legit. Like CM Punk, he was kind of his bodyguard at one point in time. Oh no, he was AJ's bodyguard.
Yeah.
And she was with Dolph Ziggler, and that he was that bodyguard and all that shit. But honestly, I don't know, cause I don't know. Like I just know they're gonna fight Alpha Academy. Then the rest is gonna be in the air to see, whoever pisses them off.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Yes. Unless Big E starts to make more appearances, I don't know.
Heard. Yeah, I'm interested to see where this goes because honestly, in my opinion, this has to lead to a tag team title match at the very least.
Yeah.
I hope it's against the War Raiders, and I hope they beat the War Raiders.
Damn.
I hope the War Raiders hold it for like 2 or 3 weeks, and then I hope they beat them.
Beat him for it.
Because here's the thing, Eric and Ivar deserve those tag titles, in my opinion. Like Eric has worked his ass off to get back to the ring, number one, and he's doing great. Ivar worked his ass off as a singles competitor, something that he was not used to doing.
Man,
to keep them relevant.
He killed it, yeah.
And he killed it. And the thing is like now Ivar is the big thing pushing the War Raiders. Like Ivar actually broke out as a single star, and now he's gone back to tag team wrestling because Eric's his brother. He's like, look, man, you had the motorcycle accident. You're cleared to wrestle. We're brothers. This is what we came here to do. We came here to be a tag team. Let's go get the damn titles. Like, I hope they get it. It's a story of perseverance.
So what happened to Valkyrie?
That was a very good question.
I think she got pregnant.
What happened? Michael Cole wanted the fucking antlers, and she gone.
I think she did get pregnant or married, something of that nature. And yeah, it was something.
Yeah. Sarah Logan. Yeah, I'm pretty sure she's pregnant right now.
Good for her.
Let's see. Let's Google it. Where is Sarah Logan? Where is Sarah Logan now? Let's see. Logan returned to WWE 2022. Blah 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 blah. Okay, fine. Let's use her other name.
Oh, she's actually married to Eric. Did not know that.
Are they really?
Yeah.
I was not aware of that. So are they pregnant?
They had their second son November 28th. So yeah.
Okay, so she's been pregnant.
That's
Yeah.
Where she went? Yeah. Okay.
And saying because I'm almost positive that when she left, they were like, they said like a week or two later, like that she was actually pregnant, going on maternity leave. I'm pretty sure they like literally announced it. And Michael Cole was like, "Damn." No, I'm kidding.
Fucking what?
But Sarah Logan, obviously, quick recovery from your child. Congratulations to Eric and Sarah.
Yeah,
Definitely come back and kick some ass, man. I would love to see you have the Women's United States Champion, the Women's Intercontinental Champion. Hell, maybe even the Women's Tag Champions if you can find somebody. Tag with Nikki. I don't know. Y'all are both freaky. So, what? What? They both like they're both in that like freaky era. Whatever. So Raquel versus Rhea. We are now getting to the main event. Thank you for bearing with us. Again, please follow the YouTube, follow Twitter. It's in the chat, all this kind of stuff. Let's go ahead and get into Rhea Ripley versus Raquel Rodriguez. Look, man, these women beat the hell out of each other. They ain't give a shit. They got chairs in the ring. We had tables in the ring. We had everything going on. Honestly, the match had to go quickly because I think something ran long in the night. New Day came out right when there was about 15 minutes left on Raw, and then they went a little over. Usually the last match has 15 minutes, so I think they had to squeeze this into a small time frame. But obviously this match was all about getting to the getting to Saturday night, right? And kind of pushing the whole Saturday night thing with Liv and Io and all that good stuff. Because obviously, you know, you've seen it on War Games, like Rhea and Io have been kind of getting close, embracing, all that kind of stuff. So obviously they're friends. So Liv's gonna come out at some point because obviously that's what this is really here to push. Liv comes out. She's going to try to get involved. Rhea initially makes easy work of her, right? Throws her in the ring, roughs her up a little bit, gets her out. It's going to allow a temporary upper hand when Raquel uses that boot of doom. I'm telling you, like I'm actually thinking about tweeting Raquel and being like, "Yo, that Buddha Doom's the best thing in your arsenal right now. I've seen you take out many a motherfucker with that Buddha Doom." But either way, Rhea is after the Buddha Doom. Rhea's still gonna be able to get back to her feet. Liv hits the Oblivion, and that's when that's gonna cue Io to kind of make her way down to the ring to help out. Io gets a double leg
Io's
spring.
entrance was the craziest. Like, she springboards over the fucking top rope, backflip or some shit into her. I'm looking at it going, what the fuck? Yes, sir.
She flips in,
Yep.
gets her out the ring, then kicks up. And I was like, what the fuck is happening? I
Yep.
loved every second of it.
And I was just say
Yeah.
kudos to G Money, because G Hanji Manji over here, follow him on Twitch. He called it months ago. Months. And I'm saying, like, when I say months ago, I'm saying called it when she lost to Bailey, that Io was the shit. That Io was going to be a breakout star and that no one really knew her true potential. G was out here calling that and fighting for Io. And I can't remember if Dresh was, but I know I was like, what are you talking about? That's crap. No, I was wrong. Io is out here killing it. Love it.
Man. Again, I know her work from previous wrestling shows. And I was like, yo,
Oh, he knows her work all right.
Yeah.
damn right I do. I admit it. Fucking yes.
Jeez. Shout out to Lil Fettuccine 68 asks, is Liv and Rhea getting stale? What do you guys think? Let's go ahead and discuss that right quick before we finish up.
Partially.
I'm tired of it.
I'm getting over it. Yeah. I mean, can we either have Rhea squash, Liv beat Rhea for once and for all, and they just separate and do something else? Because I'm over it.
Yeah. And that's the thing. So we talked about this a little bit before. The truth is yes, it is getting a little stale. And the reason is, and I think we talked about this maybe last week. The reason is there's no one super credible that has been built up, right? I'm not saying that there isn't anyone credible. I'm saying that in the storyline there isn't someone who has been built up. So what that means is like Dakota Kai, we're working on building her up, but she's a part of Damage Control, and we're already building up Io. Right? Mm-hmm. It's hard to build up Raquel Rodriguez when Raquel is best friends with the champion, and it's the same issue they're having with building up Tiffany Stratton. So those kinds of things. Those kinds of things are very rough. So they're just slowly kind of building. Lyra Valkyria is going to end up in that conversation at some point, I think. There's also a lot of other women wrestlers that are going to end up in that conversation. It's just a slow build. I think that the story's ending soon, and I'm hoping that we're going to have some new, fresh faces in this storyline.
So my question is, does Io take the Liv, or does Rhea take it off? Or is it somebody random?
I think at this point, realistically, I think we see Rhea transferred to SmackDown with the transfer window they've got going. I think that's how they're going to end the feud, essentially, is to kick one of the two off of Raw. And I think that with Liv's build into the Judgment Day, her coming off Raw is not going to happen.
Yeah, that would be a way out.
It doesn't diminish Rhea at all. It just puts her into the other show, and they're able to insert her into another storyline, you know?
True.
I think that's how they kill this one.
True, but doesn't that leave kind of a wound open just because, they just didn't finish? It's been like going back and forth. I feel like they need at least one last match before she gets traded or somebody gets traded, so.
Could be this weekend's match.
Yep. So I got there's a couple more questions that I want to get to, but I'm gonna go ahead and do the rest of the match, and we'll do a couple questions, and then we'll button it up. So Io enters the match. She's gonna end up knocking Liv outside of the ring, hits a suicide dive, takes her out for good. In the ring, Raquel is gonna get that table set up. She's gonna try to get Rhea through it. Ultimately, not gonna work. Rhea's gonna put Rhea's going to put the Riptide on Raquel, get her through it, leads to the W. After the match, Io and Rhea both grab the title as we fade to the credits. So Rhea, gets the win, has the momentum going into her next match. As far as the questions we have, Lil Fettuccini has got the questions rolling in. Predictions for Saturday. The prediction show is going to. We're going to do some predictions on Friday, the Friday before SmackDown. We can try. I think we're going to go live at 7:45 for that. Just so we can get those predictions in there. That's what the pre-show will be about on Friday. Is Judgment Day moving to SmackDown and the Bloodline feud moving to Raw? I do not see Judgment Day moving. I do see the OG Bloodline moving to Raw, however.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Like you said, Netflix wants Roman, so...
Yeah, so Netflix wants the OG Bloodline. And your question automatically is, well, Big T, how does that work?
They'll
My
trade
answer
American
is...
Made over.
What's that?
They'll send American Made over to SmackDown. In
They're gonna trade American Made.
My answer is how does that work? Is let Triple H cook. I don't know, but they're gonna work it in there, especially with Paul Heyman at the helm. Who's winning the tournaments? We have answered those questions a couple times. Of our thoughts in the pre-shows. Again, the pre-shows are where we do a lot of those kind of questions. As far as taking the whole thing for the Intercontinental Women's Championship, I believe Natalya, Hanji Manji, you called
Dakota
Kai. Dresh, what are you thinking?
I'm thinking Dakota
Kai. And as far as the United States Championship, I'm thinking Tiffany Stratton. I think she cashes in.
I was going to say, I'm thinking Tiffy, but I'm not thinking Tiffy as in she wins the match. I'm thinking she'll get eliminated in like the semis, and then in the finals, they'll finish the match, and then she'll immediately take it away.
Mm-hmm.
All right, and then as far as Cena's first opponent for his first run and Carmelo's opponent on Friday, those are some things that we're going to have to add to our streams coming up. I will go ahead and copy those questions down. We will make sure to answer those. John Cena is going to come to Raw January 6th. And then as far as Carmelo's opponent on Friday, I mean...
So there's a rumor that Pentagon is coming soon. Possibly next week. Because he just said goodbye to Mexico and AAA.
That's fair.
Last week. So... that's a possibility. It could be him. That's speculation, but I mean, I'd honestly be okay if he came and fought Carmelo Hayes. I think that'd be a good matchup for his first actual fight on WWE. I think that'd be pretty fucking good. That's just my opinion, though.
That'd be rough. But either way, to answer the last question before we get out of here, guys, we go live 7:50, typically 10 minutes before Raw and SmackDown. We go live at 10:30 after Raw and SmackDown. We announce, as far as the PLEs, the day before when we're going to go live. Typically it's the day of or the day after for PLEs. Stay tuned to Twitter, stay tuned to YouTube for all of that information. Thank you all for watching. Thank you all for sticking with us. And remember, if you want good reviews and you want good previews, you come here to It's All a Work. Yeah, snap into a podcast.
Looks like a Matrix reject. We out.
This bitch talks about my t-shirts, and look at all this weird shit he's got tonight.
Have a good night, y'all.
Man.